Alright, here we go, guys. Stream starting up for tonight. We're doing a special stream for September 10th. Hope you guys will join me into the chat tonight. Let me make sure it looks good. Hold on. Hopefully the email links are going right now. Let me take a look. There it goes. Awesome. Just got the email links. Looks pretty good. Pardon the voice. Getting over a pretty nasty cold. It's still there. You might have heard it when I was doing the Funko Pop Battle Royale Season 1 Round 1 video, which we'll talk a little bit about tonight as soon as the stream really kicks off. Want to start a little early to get everything organized. We're going to be doing something a little different tonight as far as a drink. There's a local bar I started going to, and I usually don't do this when I do my streams or I talk about any type of things for videos or toy hunts. I'm going to do a little adult beverage tonight for Rook. We're doing something called Barrel of Monks called The Wizard. This is a Belgium beer, if you were curious. Not bad. It tastes pretty good. It wasn't their best beer, but they have a sour beer which is very, very good, called the Sorceress. That one's very, very good. But you might hear it. I'm a little bit congested right now. Getting over a bad nasal drip. It's really kicking my butt tonight. So we're going to have some very, very cool stuff I hope we'll talk about in the stream. We're talking about New York Comic Con 2019. 1 second here. Stream looks good, and the thumbnail looks good as well. Perfect. I want to make sure everything looks good. Everything looks sound from what I'm seeing here. Hopefully, you guys will join me in the stream tonight. It should be a pretty interesting stream. As I mentioned before, these streams are very sporadic. I don't do them all the time. Usually, I'll probably do them on Sundays, but I figured, you know what? Some of the New York Comic Con stuff has dropped. And I want to kind of get on that train a little bit to let my viewers and subscribers know kind of what's going on for New York Comic Con releases when it comes to Funko. As you may notice when you looked at the stream, the thumbnail, it has a part 1. This is probably going to be a 2-part video at least, talking mainly about the Funko-based stuff, and then we'll talk about maybe action figures, because there is an action figure in the second stream, which will probably be a week or two when they get all their stuff released, because I think the first week of New York Comic Con is the first week of October, the first weekend leading up to October, which would, I think it's the 4th or 5th. Let me check my calendar here. I believe it's the 3rd or 4th of October. So it's been about 3 weeks is when they'll finish their releases for New York Comic Con, and there's some very, very interesting stuff to talk about. At least from the part 1 perspective, I will put a link in the video right now so you guys can get access to what I'm going to be talking about or where I'm getting my information from. Cardboard Connections, a website I usually go to. It's sort of my go-to when I want to look for information. All in one place, mainly because if you go to Funko's website, the information is sort of sporadic. It's in all over the place. It's not in one repository of information. At least for Cardboard Connection, it's just one gigantic page you can look through. So all the information is there. My glasses are super dirty tonight. So hopefully you'll join me in the stream. Hopefully you guys will enjoy it. If we get at least 3 or 4 people in, I'll be happy right now. I want to kind of plug what we're talking about this coming Sunday's second episode of the Funko Pop Battle Royale Season 1. I had to make a small adjustment to it because there's not a quote-unquote quarterfinal yet until we go through the first rounds of the tournament, which are 8 rounds. Then it goes into quarterfinals, then semifinals, and then finals. So I basically kind of jumped the gun a little bit too much. Instead of doing it as a standard rounds, I went to quarterfinals, which is not entirely true. So I made an adjustment to the name of the video. I just couldn't make adjustment to the card of what you voted on. So it still says quarterfinal. As far as that goes, we'll talk more about that in a moment. So hopefully you guys will jump in. Hopefully Jackie comes into the stream tonight. I'll let her know about it. So hopefully she will stop by. I was having issues with my second monitor. If you guys do or do not know, I don't have another real quote-unquote monitor. I use a third-party application that streams to a tablet. That allows me to sort of wirelessly have my normal monitor and a smaller monitor to the side. Using OBS, which is the streaming software that you use, it's a open source product. It captures only on one screen, meaning if you only have one monitor, you can't video capture properly. It will look really weird. It will look something like this, is how it would look if you use one monitor. So that I have to have a second monitor to get the video capture to work properly. So that's why I use my second monitor. You'll see me looking over here a lot. That's because I'm looking at my small monitor, which is about this big. It's a tablet. It's a cheaper sort of idea for me to use. A cheaper solution is what I'm looking for. If you didn't notice, again, Drink of Choice, we're doing some alcohol tonight. We're doing Barrel of Monks. It's a local bar in Boca Raton. I decided to take some of their beer home. A friend of mine turned me on to their bar. It's very, very good stuff. They don't even have their own food. They have a food truck that comes every Wednesdays. So I'll probably be there tomorrow night. But all things considered, hopefully you guys will come into the stream tonight. Again, let me take a look at the thumbnail, make sure it looks okay. I kind of brushed by it really fast, but I think it looks okay from what I see here. Yep, looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Can't complain about that. So we're going to be talking about 9 o'clock now. Hopefully you guys will come into this chat tonight. If you don't, you can catch this on video on demand. I will talk to myself. I have no problem doing that. I've said that a long, long time ago. This coming Friday will be my birthday. I will be 45. Yes, I know. I'm a big geek at heart. But my girlfriend, as I talked about in the last stream a couple weeks ago, picked me up an early birthday gift. And I used to be a very, very big fan of Transformers and G.I. Joe. I transitioned from those two hobbies to Funko. I sort of transitioned between the two to a different hobby. But I still have a lot of my old Transformers. I don't have them all. They're all in totes, basically. They're in a closet. They're all packed up. Excuse me. I was mentioned getting over a cold. And I decided to, I let her know about a couple Transformers I used to collect when I was a kid. There was 3 particular Transformers I owned as a kid. One was Cliff Jumper, the little red sports car, which is the tiny mini bot. 2, I had Skywarp, which was one of the Seeker jets. It was a purple and black jet. And the last one, of course, was Blue Streak, which was a Fairlady Nissan 280Z. That's what it was. And those are the 3 characters that I really grew up with when I watched the cartoons and when I played with when I was a kid. And I told her about this, and she knew about it for a while. And she went online, unbeknownst to me, went to a couple websites, a couple Reddit groups, and was looking for a particular item of one of those Transformers. And she, lo and behold, found somebody who talked to her about it. She was getting confused with, of course, Blue Streak, which was what she picked up for me, which was a masterpiece. This is a Takara Tomy version, which is a Japanese release. You could tell that by looking at the back of the packaging. It's all in Japanese. So I showcased this on the last stream. And what makes this very, very interesting is that this color scheme was discontinued by Hasbro and Takara. They lost the rights to this color that you see here. I don't know how they lost the rights to it. I'm not sure. I mentioned before it might have been the Blue Streak name, because I can't even use the name Blue Streak anymore because of legal reasons, legality. So they use him as the name Streak, which is, he looks like this color right here. So she picked this one up for me. She didn't get me a statue this time, but she picked this up as an early gift. And I'm not going to transform it. I've talked about it before. I suck at transforming Transformers. I'm not good at it at all. It'll take me probably 45 minutes to transform this guy. Shooting video, you would be absolutely bored. I would be mad at myself. It would take a god's age to go through a transformation process with one of these guys here, especially a masterpiece, which are usually more expensive, more detailed, more articulation. So I was very, very happy she picked it up for me. She didn't know about the whole blue and silver colored Blue Streak, how they renamed him as Silver Streak, and now he was just called Streak. Because they re-released this one as a Hasbro masterpiece, just calling him, they cut off the name here and just called him Streak, and he was all silver. And he was more cartoon accurate. Camera focus, there we go. His head looks a little different. The color scheme is a bit different compared to this guy right here. Excuse me. So, that's the early gift she got for me. I mentioned before that I had to make some adjustments very quickly before the video really got underway. This video will hopefully be, I'm thinking 30 to 45 minutes. I had to make an adjustment to the name of the tournament, of the rounds of the tournament for the Funko Pop Battle Royal Season 1. Because I mentioned it a couple minutes ago, where it was, instead of being I mentioned it being quarterfinals. It shouldn't be. It should be just rounds of the competition, and then it goes into quarterfinals, then semifinals, and then finals. Because quarterfinals would be too far ahead, and it wouldn't work out properly when you look at the bracket structure. It gets very, very crazy. As far as who's in the lead, if you guys have not, if you watch this on video on demand and not watching it live, definitely head over to the very first video, which was, of course, 8-bit Jason Voorhees against 8-bit Freddy Krueger. Currently, there was, I think, 3 clicks so far. Jason is winning 80% to 20% currently as far as the recording of the video on demand that you guys see right now. Jason is trouncing Freddy, which is kind of surprising. I thought it might have gone the other way, but apparently you guys want Jason to win, which is fine. I have no problem with that. I just hope more people will vote. That's going to go for about another 7 weeks. Excuse me. About another 7 weeks until it comes back around again. So just keep your eyes out. If you haven't watched that video yet, definitely check out that video. This coming Sunday's video, which will be round 2. Hey, OMG Tom, thanks for coming in. I thought the video came out very, very, very well, OMG. That was my second version of doing that video. I've done it about, as I mentioned at the beginning of that video, about a year and a half ago, but this one was for much more greater stakes. This coming round, which will be round 2, is going to be Predator versus Xenomorph. So we're going to be using these two guys right here. Here's a sneak peek of the competition. So this coming Sunday, you're going to see these two guys go head-to-head. I've decided to use this Predator right here, this guy right here. He's a specialty series, but he's not really an exclusive per se. He's like sort of like a quasi-exclusive, what I think of it as. And it fits very, very perfectly with the Xenomorph, which is the 40th anniversary celebration of the Alien franchise. Alien or Aliens? Alien, the original Alien. So this is technically Big Champ. That's who this guy is here. That's the nickname of the Xenomorph on the original Alien movie was called Big Champ. So this is technically Big Champ. So I figured this right here would be a very good matchup. I have another Predator, which is from the newer movies, which is not an exclusive, and I looked at them side by side. I'm like, you know what? I think this one here will be better, because I mean, especially if you look at the back of the packaging here, it looks like your traditional. Hey Jackie, this is coming in. This looks more like your Predator that you saw from, let's say, I think this might be the Jungle, the City Hunter one. I think it might be. Looking at the back of the packaging from the sonar, it might be either the first Predator or the second Predator. I think it might be the first Predator. It may be the first Predator. I also have a Predator that is the translucent, like the camo one, which has been bloodied up, which is a Hot Topic exclusive, but I didn't want to use that one. One, it'd be very hard to shoot it on a video, and two, it wouldn't be fair going against this guy here. So that would be really an exclusive versus non-exclusive. That would happen in the quarterfinal rounds. I figured now I want to try to keep it as even as I possibly can going into the next round of the tournament. Round 2 will be this coming Sunday. I think this one will be another great round of competition. Now let's talk about New York Comic Con 2019. As you may have noticed on the thumbnail coming in to the video, or rather to the stream. Excuse me. Also, Jackie at OMG, does the sound okay in the stream? Please let me know. Again, I can't hear myself talking. I'm assuming it's okay by what you guys can at least hear me. So let me know if the sound is all right. I think it's okay. So we're going to talk New York Comic Con 2019 stuff. Now, they spoiled some stuff last week. They've been dropping stuff. Thanks, OMG. They've been spoiling stuff for about a week and a half already. And usually spoilers go for about 3 to 4 weeks. The very first, the New York Comic Con is the first week of October, near the end of the week, which I think is going to be a Thursday. I want to say, looking at my calendar here, it is the 3rd or the 4th is when they're going to be dropping stuff. Oh boy. I think I just lost the stream. Hold on, guys. Hopefully you guys can see me okay still. Let me try connecting here again. 1 second. Don't mind me. I was having issues with the stream earlier today. Give me 1 second. Hopefully you guys can still see me okay. I'm trying to disconnect my monitor and fire it up again. 1 second. There we go. Perfect. I don't think the stream got cut off. It got all funny on me. That's what happens when you do things live. Excellent. We're okay now. I think you guys can see me okay? Yeah, perfect. We didn't lose anybody. So, where was I? Yes. So, I did it as part 1. I was going to talk about that on the second second stream, OMG. I love that 2-piece set. The problem It's sold out before I can get my hands on it, and I've checked eBay. Those things are going between $120 and $200 right now on eBay. It's an extremely expensive two-pack, and the problem is, if I was to buy that, I would need to buy two packs because you have the option of building Hal or building John Stewart, and you can have the Predator. Yep, it's already going that expensive. It's absolutely ridiculous. I saw it about 2 or 3 days ago. I decided to look to see if I could still get my hands on one because I went to Toy Ark to look to see if they had it, and they did not. But you can build two different Green Lanterns, and you can build technically two different Predators because you could have a masked Predator and an unmasked Predator. So my idea would have been having both of them fighting. John would be fighting the unmasked one. Hal would be fighting the masked one. That was my original idea, but that can't happen now because it's too expensive for that two pack. It's just as I said before, I'm not a big NECA fan. I do like the way they made Hal look, but he made him look really bulky. We'll talk about that on the second video, which we'll talk about on the second stream, which will probably in about 2 weeks. I'll be talking about that one. And they also did a Superman versus Predator as well. So let's take a look now at the stuff that's available now for New York Comic Con. This is the first set of releases that's happened, about a week and a half old. So let me switch over now from my screen here. We're going to move this over here, and I'm going to make my transition to my capture device. So, the site we're looking at, if you were curious, this is a pretty legit site I've mentioned before. I use these guys all the time. There's the link to it. Hopefully you can see it. As you can tell, that some of these are extremely expensive. The 2019 New York Comic Con Purple Chrome Batman is already having bids up to $300, mainly because it's a short print run. They did a very small batch of these Batman Purple Chrome ones. This one is, of course, the same body as the teal blue Batman, as the black chrome Batman, as the orange Batman. It's the same body, just a different color scheme. So let's take a look at it first. Very first item here we have is from 2001 Space Odyssey, Dr. Frank Poole, right here. And they haven't even released where all these guys are going to be at yet. So currently, as far as where they're available, you may or may not be able to even see some of these yet. At least from as far as being a shared exclusive. I'm going to move this over a little bit more so you can get a little bit more room. So we'll get a little more room here. There we go. Boom. And I will keep it right like that. Perfect. So 2001 Space Odyssey, Dr. Frank Poole. I'm assuming it probably glows in the dark. If you look at the helmet right here, it has some yellow highlights right here and here. It might be a glow-in-the-dark version. Ad icons, we have Pez mimic the monkey with red overalls right here. We have the blonde Pez girl holding a Pez, which is herself. We will see something like this again very shortly as we keep going further down. We have Pop Avatar, the Cabbage Man and Cart, which this is something a little bit unique, where you have a Pop and another like accessory that would come with the Pop, which is kind of cool. I'm making the assumption that the wheels will not move, because usually they don't. This is a very good Iron Man. This Iron Man here, it looks really, really good. I'm very, very surprised with this Iron Man, just because he looks really neat. This is an Amazon exclusive. I love the way they made the gauntlet look. Of course, in Endgame, Tony was really, really beat up at this point. This is a kind of clean Tony Stark, where he's not showing any wounds or battle damage. So I do like the way he looks right there. Pop Babe Ruth, New York Yankees version. I saw another Babe Ruth a couple days ago at my local FYE. I believe it was a different paint variant, different costume he's wearing. Maybe it was a home team versus an away team. I'm not a baseball fan, so I don't know. This one's very, very cool. The Back to the Future Marty McFly in spacesuit is Darth Vader. Of course, this is from the original Back to the Future movie where he had the radiation suit on. Very, very, very neat little thing. He has the little hands up doing Live Long and Prosper, which is very, very cool. Pop Borderlands, the Butt Stallion. I don't know anything about Borderlands, so I don't know what that is all about. You guys will have to let me know what that is all referenced to, because I have absolutely no clue about that. So, moving on, we have ourselves Pop Community Britta. I'm not sure what that is referenced to. I'm not 100% sure about that. I would assume it's probably going to use a figure stand. By it looks of this body here, it looks very, very thin. We have a Pop Daria from the old Daria MTV cartoon. Looks great. Here's what I was talking about, the Chrome Batman. Limited to, let me come over here real quick, guys. I'm going to move this. I'm going to move this window down here. There we go. Limited to 1,500 pieces. Actually, yeah, I'll leave it right here. Right there's fine. So it's 1,500 pieces for that one. Again, this is the same pop body we've seen used before for Funko. They've overused this body numerous times. So this guy right here is already selling for about over 300 bucks for this one because of this low piece count. I also believe this guy is exclusive only to the show. I don't think you can get a shared exclusive with this guy because his piece count is extremely low. This leads me to believe if it's going to be shared at all with the show at all, it's going to be on the Funko store probably. Next we have Huntress, which was a nice body here for Huntress. It looks very much like Huntress. They did a very good job on his outfit right here. This is more the comic book version of Huntress than maybe, let's say, Birds of Prey from the new movie. Huntress, I believe she's going to be in the new movie. We have Doctor Who, excuse me, Zim Shah. I'm not sure who this guy is here. If you're a Doctor Who fan, you would know. This is a newer one. They dropped, I think it was either yesterday or today. This is Dragon Ball Z Vegeta Final Flash right here. So you have a lot of translucent color right there for Vegeta. You have Piccolo in the Lotus position, another Dragon Ball pop. So he's attached to a figure stand, so he's floating. Very cool idea. Like how it looks. Pop Dune Foida Futha, which is, I believe, from the original Dune TV show, kind of made-for-TV movie. I believe that was Sting, who's playing this character, if I remember correctly. Pop Fortnite Dark Voyager Glow in the Dark. I don't know anything about Fortnite, so you have to excuse my ignorance on it. So I guess that's one of the characters you can maybe a skin you can play as, possibly. I don't know. So yeah. Pop Freddy Funko New York PD Officer Freddy. Looks okay, not too bad. Again, drink we're doing tonight, guys. We're doing some Barrel of the Monks. We're doing some of the Wizard. So a little adult beverage tonight. Next, we have Melisandre from Game of Thrones. She looks good. She's probably going to need a figure stand. Again, looking at that thin body, I would make the assumption. Next, we have Pop Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 Stan Lee Cameo, which is a Walmart exclusive. Looks good. Next, we have Pop HR Puff and Stuff Clang Toy Tokyo exclusive, which is this one, with the green outfit. And then you have Cling. So you have Clang and Cling, which is basically just a paint variant. That's all it is. Another Toy Tokyo. And then you have Witchy Poo, another Pop HR Puff and Stuff. Witchy Poo, another Toy Tokyo Pop. Then we have some Harry Potter for Angus Filch with Miss Norris, the cat. Right there, of course. Then we have a 6-inch pop, Madame Maxine, 6-inch size. That was the tall giant that was with Hagrid. It does look good. She is we don't know where she's going to be yet. Then we have Books a Millions, Edgar Allan Poe with a book. Looks very much like Edgar Allan Poe, I have to say. It looks very, very good. Then we have John Michael Basquiat, I guess, Pop Icon. I think this might be either a rapper or maybe a DJ or some type of musician. I would make the assumption. I don't know much about him. Then we have another Pop Icons, Keith Haring, right here. Looks okay. Not, again, who this guy is. So you've let me know. This one I might have to get. It's a 2-pack for the new release of Jay and Silent Bob, Bluntman and Chronic. They are doing basically a Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, which is sort of a remake of the Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back from about 10-15 years ago. So it looks good. This is going to be a 2-pack. I'm not entirely sure where it's going to be. The first, I think the first turn we've ever seen of the Killer Clowns from Outer Space is now debuted for Funko. So another really cool character. Looks very much like one of the Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Then we have the Marvel 80th, number 526, Captain Marvel, Marvel first appearance. This is a Walgreens exclusive. Now, if you notice, it's a guy. Captain Marvel was originally a guy from the original comic stuff. the original Captain Marvel. Then you have the female first appearance of Captain Marvel, which will be a Funko Shop exclusive. If you look at the costume, very, very similar. Male version, female version. Then we have Nick Fury first appearance. This is how Nick Fury looks in the comics. It's not Samuel Jackson. This is Nick, the white version of Nick Fury. Of course, he has lost an eye as well. So it looks good. Looks just like Nick Fury from the comics. Then we have My Hero Academia, Hero Killer Stain. I don't know anything about My Hero Academia. You have to let me know who this guy is. And then you have My Hero Academia Dabby. Again, no clue who this is. Then we have from Overwatch, the Biohazard Wrecking Ball 6-inch supersized. This is, I believe Wrecking Ball is already out, but it's in a different color scheme compared to this yellow one, this Biohazard version, which is what they mentioned here as saying Biohazard. I'm assuming this is probably just a paint variant between the Biohazard that came out originally and this version. I'm assuming that's what the difference is. Then you have Pop Rick and Morty to be determined. Don't know anything about these guys are going to be yet. No clue. Then we have Pop Rocks Debbie Harry for Blondie. This is an FYE exclusive. Again, this is probably going to be another figure stand. Again, another thin body. This one I'm very, very excited about. I used to watch a lot of Samurai Jack. I never got to the end of the cartoon. Move this up out of the way. I never got to the end of that cartoon, so I don't know what really happened with Jack if he ever got back to his own time. So I don't know. But this is a very cool 2-pack. I'm very much thinking of picking this one up here. Then we have Stranger Things Susie right here from the new Stranger Things series season 3. Pop Green Hornet 2-pack. We have Green Hornet and Kato. Looks pretty good. This is the one that everybody wants right now. I know for a fact a lot of people have been asking about this one. Dwight with the bobblehead. I think it was in the second season of The Office where Dwight had a bobblehead of himself, which is very, very cool. Now, it'd be very neat. I don't know if Funko's going to do this. If they make the quote-unquote bobblehead a bobblehead. Make it the head shake. I think that would be very, very cool if they do that. Now, if you notice, the outfit is completely different. I believe this outfit here is the outfit from his original figure. This color scheme he has in the bobblehead he's holding, I believe that's the original Dwight Pop itself. It would be very cool if it is a bobblehead. That would be great attention to detail, Funko, if they did that. They also have one Pop, Simpson Treehouse of Horror, Vampire Mr. Burns. Unfortunately, Cardboard Connection doesn't have a picture of that. It's just him. Imagine Mr. Burns with the combination of the old Dracula movie that came out. His hair is kind of pulled back like Dracula. That's the idea of that. Then we have the Warriors, Baseball Furies. This is a Baseball Fury or Fury Toy Tokyo version right here. Then we have the Pop Wacky Racers Clyde right there, because they always like doing Wacky Racers. Then they have Professor Pat Pending, another one right there, again from Wacky Racers. Then we have something kind of neat over here. They have the Dark Phoenix Orange Translucent T-shirt 2-pack. This is a GameStop exclusive. You get both the Pop and the shirt, which looks kind of cool. It looks all translucent. Yeah, so it's going to be a brighter orange transitioning to a darker orange. I think that'd be very, very neat doing that. Very cool idea. Then they have the 2019 Pop New York Comic Con Pigeon exclusives. I'm not sure what these are all about. And maybe these are mascots of Comic Con itself, which was what I possibly think this is. That's what it might be to me. So you have the red shirt version. You have the black shirt version. Now, mind you, it's the same identical figure, just a paint variant between the two. And then you have the pinstripe Jersey New York version. So you have all three versions here. So I'm assuming they're probably going to be exclusive to the con itself. Very similar to the Toucan from probably San Diego Comic Con. Then we have the, down here, the vinyl figure Ron English Freddy Funko. Toy Tokyo, piece count to 1,000. This is probably going to be extremely expensive on eBay. Usually the short print runs are very, very much in high demand. Then we have something different here. We have some 5-star figures. 5-star Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. He comes with a guitar and his flaming sword. You have Nice Chow as well. And Ramona Flowers. So we have 3 of these guys. And that's the checklist. That's currently everything that's been released currently for New York Comic Con 2019 when it comes to Funko. Now, there are going to be other things that's not Funko coming up in the next video when we do the next stream. But that's currently all Funko stuff. So it'll be concluding the Funko stuff and talking action figure. That's what we'll be doing for the next one, which will talk Hasbro, Mattel, and probably NECA, which is what OMG talked about earlier. The Predator, the Sinestro Predator versus Green Lantern Hal Jordan / John Stewart, and the Alien versus Superman. That's currently everything they have listed here. Let me move over here a little bit so you can see kind of what I was talking about for some of the pricing. Let me move it over here so you can see. Some of the pricing is extremely expensive. As I mentioned right here, you might see it right there. That Chrome Batman is on $305. This one's $315, $275. These are all pre-orders. The Debbie Harry for Blondie, Edgar Allan Poe's, the Sting, the Marty McFly one. These are extremely, extremely expensive pops now. So let me switch over back to my original screen. And we're going to minimize this and bring this back over here. I can look at the chat now because I couldn't see it earlier. Killer Clowns. Yeah, it's OMG. It's extremely over the top. If you watch Killer Clowns from Outer Space, it is super campy, super corny, super out there. It's very, very funny. If you've never watched it, I highly recommend watching it. But that's all the stuff for Funko. Hopefully, we can do some more stuff. Probably about 2 weeks is what I'm thinking of. There's probably not going to be a video this coming Thursday. I'm going to be going to a funeral. As I mentioned, I had a family member who passed away. I'm going to be going to the funeral this coming Thursday, which probably won't be a video going up that day, just so everybody will know. And then Friday, of course, is my birthday. If you guys did not know, yeah, that's one of the reasons why they become so collectible is making these short piece counts. Usually they don't do that a whole lot. They'll usually have more of the items made. Usually you'll see between, let's say, 10,000, 15,000, 20,000. Unless you do, let's say, a like the Friday Fun Days. Thanks, OMG. Unless you do like a Friday Fun Days, those are special limited piece counts as well. Like they had the Tiki. Those are like 500,000, 2,000 pieces are hard to get your hands on. Yep. So thank you very much. Thanks, OMG. Hopefully my birthday will be well. I'm gonna be going to work that day. So yes, going to work on the day that you have your birthday is usually frowned upon, but I'm gonna be doing it. So I want to thank both OMG and Jackie for coming into the stream tonight. We only had a few people, which is fine. You can catch this on the video on demand if you would have missed it tonight. Again, we're going to conclude the video, and I have my Barrel of Monks drink. So I want to thank both Jackie and OMG for coming into the chat tonight. Thank you very much, guys. I'm going to be taking off and closing the stream tonight in 3, 2, 1. Take care, guys, and night-night.